Hey everybody, what's up? It's Preston.
And Jesse, and welcome to the premiere production show of Noise News.
It's been a while, so let's do this.
Hey Preston, are you afraid of anything?
I'm scared of a lot. Why?
Well, a lot of people have fears. And next story is all about the fears that people have at Spectrum have about next year.
Everyone knows the common question, what is your biggest fear? Most people answer heights, clowns, or even the dark. We shook up the question and asked the students what their next year fears were.
I don't really know. I'm not too nervous about anything except for having to pay for my own food and stuff, because that's pretty sucky. Because when I'm at home, I always like to eat my mom and dad's food. So when I go to college, I'm going to have to pay for my own food, so that's pretty scary.
Being scared of senior year is a big problem amongst the youth of our decade. There is the scare of senior paper, senior project, and the worst of all, senior slide.
My fear is that the College and Career Center will not be finished in time for school to start in August.
With these fears, people have relied on the guidance to help them out and prepare for the new school year.
Okay, one of my fears for next year, though it's not really a fear, but I'm afraid I might lose my office space because we're getting a whole new area here at the high school. So that's a good thing, but I still might lose my office space.
Emily Fonder and Paul Andreessen. Noise.
What an interesting story. Hey Preston, did you see the Happy Days musical last weekend?
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Was it any good?
It was. Let's go over to Jesse and Brittany to hear about how the musical went.
This year, Spectrum High School's theater is putting on the musical Happy Days. We sat down and talked with Mrs. Stelton, and she gave us a little background about the play.
So this year's musical was Happy Days, and it is based off of the TV show that was around in the 70s. And it picks up supposedly around the 4th season of the series, and it has all of the kids banding together to try to save Arnold's, their beloved diner and malt shop.
We asked her to tell us what the rehearsals were like for the musical.
We started rehearsing in February, and we met pretty much every day. The first couple of weeks we didn't have a Tuesday rehearsal, but we met pretty much every day. Thursdays we had a late rehearsal, so we would start right after school and go until 8 o'clock at night, and we'd have a cast meal in the middle there. Parents would volunteer to feed us, so they would bring food, and we'd have a time to sit down and share food and fellowship and get to know each other.
She also shared with us a little bit about some of her cast members.
The cast was, I believe, 36 in number this year, so it was a large cast with lots of males, fewer starring or lead roles for females. With Fonzie, you need somebody who's super cool, can move smoothly, a little bit larger than life. So I needed someone who was a little bit, I wanted someone a little bit bigger in stature to be able to portray that, because a lot of my cast is on the younger side, freshmen and lower, and so I was really hoping to get one of my sophomore, junior, seniors to play the Fonzie. And there's a group of young men who sing the dial tones, the traditional 50s doo-wop, great harmonies. So I worked hard to find 4 guys that could play the characters that I needed them to, but could also be musical and harmonize in the way that I wanted them to. Pinky was probably my clutch female to cast, and going in, I really had no idea who was going to be able to pull off Pinky, and Emily Dobb came in and blew us out of the water with her audition. So I think she did a great job as Pinky.
She described how she was feeling about the opening night, as well as how her cast was feeling.
I was really pleased with how the musical turned out. I would have liked a few days to polish and tweak a couple of things. We just ran out of time. We had minimal time on the stage this year because of the bad weather, which kept the baseball teams and softball teams in the gym. So we did a lot of practicing in the music rooms, and that's limited amount of space, and it's always different getting onto the stage and having props and sets and our actual space. So
Mrs. Stelton was very excited for this musical, but she said preparing for the musical was a bit stressful at times. We are looking forward to many more great musicals in the future. Jesse and Brittany, Noise.
That was a pretty cool story.
Now let's head over to Marcus and Parker for our story on the more serious topic, cheating.
Cheating is a well-known topic throughout all schools throughout the whole world, including Spectrum. Some teachers use Schoology for tests and quizzes, while others remain to stay on paper.
So we have some new software coming here at Spectrum that we're going to be using just to keep students on the screen on which they're taking a test. You can't leave. We also have some monitoring software for teachers coming up that teachers can use to monitor what's on a student's screen. So those things are coming down the pipe, but in the meantime we're keeping a close eye on it, but we know our students will rise to the occasion and they will understand that we expect integrity.
Cheating at Spectrum has serious consequences. Penalties have been implemented to narrow down the percentage of students cheating.
Spectrum has a very clear policy on cheating, and consequences in the handbook are that your parent is notified, that you can receive a 0 on the assignment, that you may have detention. All of those things can happen.
Students throughout any grade cheat for a reason at Spectrum. Some reasons are that they have a hard time retaining information that are given to them. Plus, the pressure from the school and family is also another factor. They don't want to disappoint anyone, so they make the decision to cheat.
Well, cheating has always been a problem in schools. The problem is that today, students have access to new technology, new ways to cheat. It's an ever-changing ballgame, and the rules have changed quite a bit, and teachers have to keep up with it.
This has been Marcus Grunn and Parker Brown.
Hey Jesse, it's been nice anchoring you this year.
Yep, I'm gonna miss you this summer.
Speaking of which, what are you doing this summer?
That doesn't matter. How about we see what other people are doing this summer with a story by Judah and Jackson.
Here at Spectrum, but everyone gets tired of school. For this summer, we decided to see what people are going to be doing.
I'm going to be chilling at home playing Fortnite, getting the Victory Royales.
I'm going to be working on my family business.
I am going to Foster Puppies, is one of my plans, and then I'm also going to Maine for a teachers conference for a week. So I get to go out and hang out in Portland, Maine. Outside of that, I'm going to sit around and hang out with puppies all summer and relax.
I'm just going to chill at home, take some Fortnite dubs. Yeah.
This summer, I am going to be waitressing at a restaurant near my house. I'm going to be sleeping and tanning and living life to the fullest.
Many choose to see family and travel, while others just like to sit back and relax. But also, some others have other responsibilities that they have to attend to.
I'm traveling to California.
Well, yeah, I might go out of the state, maybe go to Texas, but that's like a maybe. Family. Well, I might go down there with my grandma, but I don't have any family really out of the state that I know.
I am going to North Carolina with my family. We rent a beach house every summer and we spend 2 weeks on the ocean.
School year comes to a close. We hope that everyone has a great summer. This has been Judah and Jackson, Noise News.
Wow, that was a good story, guys. I can't believe summer is just around the corner.
Tell me about it. But some of our Noise crew members were able to get an early taste of summer during their field trip to San Francisco. Let's go over to that video.
Talking about it now.
Up, guys?
It's your boy, Schweckstar,
with A-Schwecky and
it's Schweckstar, not A-Schwecky. He's done. Hey! How are you? I'm good.
about your smell experience earlier?
What?
Wait, should you get us one song?
Sorry, what was that?
Live show of the week.
What is your favorite color?
Purple.
Why is your favorite color purple?
Because I like the color purple.
But what about the colors you like?
Dark and pretty.
I can see my reflection in the lens.
Let me make myself very clear. The next time one of you fourth graders leaves a trail of Rice Krispie treats right to the fifth grade gym classroom, I will not hesitate to not pass you in music theory. We can't do it anymore!
Looks like they had a ton of fun, just like we do when we anchor.
Yes, sir. Too bad the fun is about to end.
Aw. Well, this has been Preston Holmes.
And Jessie Hansen, keeping you
In on the noise. She took my